Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Joshua Partugi here. I hope your days are well everyone. So folks, as some of you already know, I created this channel mainly for sharing about the mindset, the behaviors, and also the perspectives of a Scrum Master. The reason is because I'm quite concerned about seeing so many Scrum Masters in the industry who do not think and act like a Scrum Master, hence the name of this channel. My goal through this channel therefore is to empower more Scrum Masters in the industry to have the behaviors and also the way of thinking of a Scrum Master. Now folks, I often get questions from people about the differences between Scrum Master and other existing roles in a company, like the project manager for example. But oftentimes, I found it quite challenging to answer these type of questions, because according to Scrum Guide, the Scrum Master is not even a role. It's an accountability that can be filled by anyone in the company. And yes, even filled by the CEO. According to Scrum Guide, the Scrum Master is a true leader who serves. So if you're naturally a leader who serves, you might make a good Scrum Master. Now we have to keep in mind throughout today's video that a leader who serves should not be dumbed down to the team's personal assistant. So in today's video folks, I will share with you the 8 hats the Scrum Master wears that influence their behaviors and also the decision they take. In case you're wondering, we use this material for the Professional Scrum Master training from scrum.org. So here are a few key points that we need to keep in mind throughout today's video. The Scrum Master is a true leader who serves. That doesn't mean the Scrum Master is the Scrum team's personal assistant. They are accountable for the Scrum team's effectiveness. They don't lead by telling people what to do. They lead by being an example. That means the Scrum Master doesn't manage people or assign people the work that needs to be done. Instead, the Scrum Master creates an environment where people in the company can self-manage. Every action or every decision that the Scrum Master takes should not weaken self-management in the Scrum team. They don't create the product development plan or the roadmap, unlike some misbeliefs out there. They don't update the status of the product development to the stakeholders or the senior management, because that is the product owner's job. The Scrum Master is also not limited to only serving one Scrum team. As written on Scrum Guide, they also serve the larger organization, or you can say the whole company. You can say that what the Scrum Master does is not about project management, but about change management. They lead change in the company through empiricism. Now before we start exploring the 8 hats the Scrum Master wears, I would also like to let you know that I have placed chapter markers on today's video to make it easier for you to jump on each Scrum Master hat that you want to explore further. Just hover the video player to see the chapter markers. Okay folks, let's start with the first hat, that is the teacher hat. Teaching is about filling an empty cup. It is about transferring knowledge. Now keep in mind that the Scrum Master does not only teach the Scrum team, but also the larger organization. Because quite often, the people who interact with the Scrum team can impede the Scrum team in delivering value. Or these people might still have a misunderstanding that Scrum is only an iterative shortened waterfall. The Scrum Master teaches the whole company about Scrum and also the values and principles behind it to increase the effectiveness of value delivery. The Scrum Master is not only limited to using the teacher hat for teaching Scrum. They also teach the Scrum team other complementary agile practices that can help the Scrum team improve their delivery effectiveness. For example, the Scrum Master may teach the Scrum team on Kanban or DevOps practices. They can also teach the product owner on product management practices or how to make experiments that will lead to optimizing the value of the product. When the Scrum team is quite big, the Scrum Master may also teach people how to use the Nexus framework. Now, as many of us already know, empiricism is the foundation of Scrum. And from my personal experience working in some large companies, practicing empiricism in day-to-day work can be challenging, as people may still expect predictability in forms of fixed plans and timelines. The Scrum Master may teach the senior management on how to run the company's business strategies using evidence-based management or EBM. The Scrum Master may teach people from finance and procurement department on how to do budgeting and procurement process that is empirical. The Scrum Master may use the teacher hat during an informal conversation in a coffee shop with several individuals, for example. Some of us may think that the Scrum Master only uses the teacher hat to teach people who are new to the subjects. The reality is people may forget what has been taught to them. It could be because the organization structure changes, or people who recently joined the team may change the team culture. Therefore, the Scrum Master may keep on teaching the same topics to the same group of people or give a refresher of a topic that has been taught in the past. Now let's move on to the second hat, that is the mentor hat. The word mentor is from a character named Mentor from an ancient Greek literature titled Homer's Odyssey. Mentor was the son of Alchemist. In the literature, Mentor was placed to be in charge of Odysseus' sons named Telemachus. In the literature, Mentor was described as an older man who imparts wisdom to Telemachus. Since then, the term mentor has been adopted in Latin and other languages, including English, as a term of meaning someone who imparts wisdom to and shares knowledge with a less experienced colleague. Unlike teaching, which mostly imparts knowledges in forms of theories, mentoring is about sharing the Scrum Master's personal experience and wisdom to people in the company. The Scrum Master may also use storytelling techniques to share their personal experience of how they would tackle similar situations in the past when they were a Scrum team member or as a Scrum Master. This is an example of a Scrum Master using the mentor hat when the mentee comes with a problem.
Hi Jen, we have a problem and we need your help.
Oh, hi Bob. Can you tell me more about this problem? Okay, so when I experienced a similar situation in the past, here is what my team did. Feel free to try out my approach, or you can customize it to make it fit for purpose for your team.
The purpose of mentoring is to give new insights or different perspectives to the mentee, so the mentee can have a starting point to solve the problem. The Scrum Master does not always have to bring positive or successful experience when wearing the mentor hat. Even their bad experience or failures can be extremely valuable to the mentee. When using the mentor hat, the Scrum Master is not in any way forcing the mentee to do according to the stories they told, because not only doing so will weaken self-management, but also because the situation that the mentee is currently experiencing may be different to the situation the Scrum Master experienced in the past. The mentee is still the one who has the control whether to implement or customize the experience shared by the Scrum Master. Now let's move on to the third hat, that is the coach hat. My personal take is we as a Scrum Master should go to a coaching training to experience and to understand what is coaching. Based on my personal experience, I only started to understand coaching after experiencing it in a coaching training. I was not able to comprehend the idea of coaching even after reading a lot of literature on coaching. International Coaching Federation, or ICF, is an international-based coaching organization that standardized the definition of coaching. Now, if you go to their website, coachingfederation.org, there are quite many coaching schools that are ICF accredited you may want to consider to explore more on coaching. There is another institution called the European Mentoring and Coaching Council, or EMCC for short, that also standardized not only coaching but also mentoring. You can check out their website, emccglobal.org, to find out more about EMCC. ICF defines coaching as partnering with clients in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal and professional potential. Just like mentoring, coaching is not about giving a solution. Coaching is a coachee-driven process. When using the coach hat, the Scrum Master does not offer any solution. When the coachee comes up with a problem, one of the coaching techniques that Scrum Master use is powerful questions.
Hi Jen, we have a problem and we need your help.
Oh, hi Bob. And what have you done so far to resolve the problem? And what else have you tried? And how did that work out for you? How can we double the learning experience?
Now folks, I have to be really careful here because coaching is not only about asking powerful questions. In comprehensive coaching methods, there are other skills and techniques that are used besides just asking powerful questions. In this video, I'm just overly simplifying coaching. The purpose of coaching is to guide the individuals to discover their own solution so that they have ownership with the solution, because people have more ownership with the solution they discover themselves. The coaching hat is the hat that must be used with caution, because not everyone and not every problem requires coaching. Keep that in mind. When coaching is used towards the right person and used within the right context, it can be really powerful for the coachee. It requires the Scrum Master to have a broad experience to know the right timing and the right context to use the coach hat. Alright folks, now let's move on to the fourth hat, that is the facilitator hat. The word facilitate comes from a Latin word facilitare, which literally means to make it easy. Facilitation is a technique to guide a group of people experiencing a tough situation that requires an outcome or a solution. The role of a Scrum Master during the session is to make it easy for the group of people to navigate through that difficult situation, and at the end of the session, everyone can agree on an outcome or a solution that everyone will hold each other accountable for. Because the Scrum Master is known in the company for having effective facilitation skills, they can be called to also facilitate Scrum events like sprint planning, sprint review, and sprint retrospectives when needed. With their facilitation skills, they can also facilitate conflicts that may happen amongst people in the company. The Scrum Master can also facilitate the discussion among senior leaders during discussion on creating corporate strategies. They can also facilitate a customer validation workshop between the product owner, the business, and also the customer. The point is, the Scrum Master is not only limited to using their facilitation skills in the Scrum team. To be an effective facilitator, the Scrum Master must know several facilitation techniques. For example, liberating structures or game storming, etc. Now keep in mind, when using the facilitator hat, during the session, the solution must be generated by the group themselves rather than dictated by the Scrum Master. During the session, the Scrum Master must be neutral, objective, and unbiased. The Scrum Master must not come into the session with their personal agenda that they will push onto the group of people. Now, when using the facilitator hat, the Scrum Master must always be aware not to manipulate the thought process or the outcome that will be agreed by the group of people, because manipulation will not make the group to hold each other accountable. Now, let's move on to the fifth hat, that is uphold Scrum values hat. Scrum, as many of us already know, is built on top of 5 values, that is courage, commitment, respect, openness, and also focus. It is quite tempting to only focus on the Scrum mechanics and only using the Scrum guide as a checklist. Doing so will only lead to mechanical Scrum, where people are just moving in motion. What separates awesome Scrum teams to mechanical Scrum teams is the Scrum values. Awesome Scrum teams live the Scrum values in their day-to-day work. I also personally think that the Scrum values should not only be embraced by the Scrum team, but also by everyone in the company. I often see people in higher management disrespectfully overrides the product owner's decision without any reason at all. I have also seen how some people in their company are not open to ideas that may improve the company's state of agility. Or the developers are always interrupted, that makes them unable to achieve the sprint goal. This is why I personally think that the Scrum values needs to be embraced by everyone in the company and should not only be limited to the Scrum team. When wearing the uphold Scrum values hat, the Scrum Master may blend it with the coach hat by asking several coaching questions and ask whether the solution that has been identified will weaken or amplify the Scrum values.
Hi Jen, we would like to try out a new approach for doing the daily Scrum.
Great! How does this new approach amplify the Scrum values?
Now let's move on to the sixth hat, that is the Point North hat. Point North is a leadership principle that is emphasized at Toyota, which basically is about reorienting people in the company to the layers of goals in the company. Scrum, as many of us already know, is a goal-driven framework. Scrum by definition has product goal and also sprint goal. The Scrum team may derive the product goal from the product vision, and the developers can use the sprint goal as a talking point when creating the daily goal during the daily Scrum. The goals in Scrum are all about customer outcomes rather than outputs. Focusing on the goals rather than a checklist of work that needs to be completed creates a sense of purpose for the whole Scrum team. In some companies, people may get distracted by what their competitors are doing, or may forget their reason for existence as a company, or may forget the reason why they're developing a product. When using this hat, the Scrum Master reminds people about the company vision, the product goal, and also the sprint goal. The Scrum Master wears this hat whenever people lose focus or whenever people are distracted. So you can also say that when the Scrum Master is wearing the Point North hat, they are at the same time amplifying the Scrum value focus. Now let's move on to the seventh hat, that is actively observing hat. Interrupting the Scrum team who are in the zone or when they are self-managing can be a disservice for the Scrum team. In these kinds of situations, the Scrum Master should just actively observe. When actively observing, the Scrum Master is not disconnected with what's happening in the team. The Scrum Master still has situational awareness and is still engaged with the team. Some cultures view the Scrum Master as not valuable whenever the Scrum Master is wearing this hat because the Scrum Master is seen as not doing anything. Actively observing is not a passive act. It is actively connected with the team by observing without interrupting. As I mentioned earlier, we have to keep in mind that the Scrum Master is a leadership position. As a leader in the company, the Scrum Master is not only working with one team. The Scrum Master also has other roles in the company. When wearing this hat towards certain teams, in parallel, the Scrum Master may be doing other things that brings value to the company, like teaching other departments or newly onboarded employees about Scrum, or facilitate strategy discussion between the senior leaders, and so much more. The Scrum Master must be wise and must know when is the right time to use this hat. When this hat is not used appropriately, people in the company may have misperceptions not only about Scrum, but also about the Scrum Master. But when used wisely at the right timing, people will see the value in their Scrum Master. Now we are on to the last hat, folks. That is Take Action hat. The Scrum Master does not always ask coaching questions. They don't only actively observe, because doing so will make people have a perception that the Scrum Master is not valuable for the company. Now, in certain situations, the Scrum Master does take action. As a simple guideline, the Scrum Master needs to take action when the situation has become severe, and if the Scrum Master does not take action, it may damage the company or damage trust within the company. When the Scrum Master takes action, they must keep in mind that doing so should not degrade self-management in the Scrum team or make the Scrum team become too dependent on the Scrum Master. One instance where the Scrum Master needs to take action is when there is a showstopper defect in production that the team has not seen before, but the Scrum Master has the technical knowledge to fix it. Now, in this case, not doing anything about it when the Scrum Master actually knows how to fix it can damage the company even further. After taking action by fixing the showstopper defects, as a follow-up, the Scrum Master must impart the knowledge, either using the mentoring hat or the teacher hat. Another option for taking action in this instance, especially if the Scrum Master does not have the technical know-how, is by calling another experienced individual who has the knowledge on how to fix the defect. Another instance where the Scrum Master needs to take action is when there is bullying, cajoling, or even sexual harassment in the Scrum team or in the company. Not doing anything in these instances may break trust in the team, or it may demoralize the whole Scrum team. Another instance of taking action may involve escalating it to another department who may have the expertise that the Scrum Master does not have. For example, when there is a team member who is experiencing a mental health issue. So that is all from me today, folks. This has been a lengthy video, and I would like to thank you for watching this video up to this far. So I have to let you know once again that there is no fixed recipe for when the Scrum Master should use these hats, but I do hope that from some of the examples that I have shared in this video, you can get some idea and a starting point on improving your Scrum Mastery. Hopefully after watching today's video, you have gotten an overview of how the Scrum Master is different. The Scrum Master must be wise when to use the 8 hats discussed in this video. In some situations, the Scrum Master may even wear 2 or more hats at the same time. Knowing which hat to wear and when to wear it is part of the journey in Scrum Mastery. As the Scrum Master becomes more experienced, they will know when to wear the hat and to whom they should apply it. Keep in mind that as a Scrum Master, we choose to lead people by serving so that people can grow and become the best version of themselves. Thank you for watching today's video, folks. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also my podcast, Think and Act Like a Scrum Master, either on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, if you are an aspiring Scrum Master who wants to improve your Scrum Mastery. I will see you in my next video, folks. Until then, stay curious and stay awesome. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.